Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you all for coming. We have a country in crisis. A recent poll showed Americans' optimism about this country's direction over the next year has plummeted 20 points just since May. This should surprise no one in America. Every time Americans go to the checkout at the grocery store or gas station, they're paying more. Every time they turn on the local or national news, they're seeing crime continue to surge. Every time they get updates about our southern border, they're seeing reports about thousands of migrants that are illegally entering our country every single day and not being tested for COVID and then being moved throughout the nation. And every time the CDC releases new guidance, not only does it contradict information they've already released, but it punishes Americans who've already done everything they were asked to do. They were told to be vaccinated, wouldn't have to wear a mask. Think about what the CDC did just this week. They forced vaccinated Americans to wear masks because of a study in India about a vaccine that's not even in America that has not been peer-reviewed. The CDC has become a political arm of the administration. It wants to control every element of our life. What's interesting, we stand out here in front of the Capitol, by the chambers of the House, but as you look across on the other steps is the Senate. I'm not quite sure where the CDC got, but somewhere in the middle of that dome, the science changes. If you're a Capitol Police officer, you got orders. You work at some parts during the day on the House side and some parts on the Senate. If a vaccinated staffer comes across in the House side without a mask, you are ordered to arrest them, but not on the Senate. This is not the America we know. This is not Pelosi's house. This is the people's house.
Patriot Unfiltered. Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast.
Nancy Pelosi is a lame duck speaker. Lame duck Nancy wants us, as Republicans, to be distracted. She wants us to talk about this ridiculous mask mandate. She wants to divide us, but we're not going to be divided. We're going to be focused on one thing: securing our southern border and helping the American people. My district is over 40% of our southern border. This is what I'm seeing every single day. Yesterday, my mayors, my judges, my sheriffs, my Border Patrol agents reached out. Things are as bad as they've ever been, and they're only getting worse. And what do we have in El Paso at Fort Bliss? You have Secretary Mayorkas hiding the fact that COVID is spreading in these detention centers. Upward of 20% of migrants have COVID. These children have COVID. I have 6 children. It is terrible to see the conditions that these young children are having to go through. Meanwhile, over 1.1 million illegal immigrants have come through our southern border unvaccinated, without masks, and yet you're demanding that folks have a mask mandate? It is absolutely ludicrous. Also on the ground, you're seeing catch and release numbers. You're seeing over 50,000 migrants being released into small communities that can't handle the influx of migrants from Haiti, from Venezuela, from Africa, from Asia, from across the world. They cannot handle it. This does not need to fall on the Border Patrol. I want to be very clear. House Republicans stand firm for law and order. We stand firm with Border Patrol agents. They are doing God's work securing our border. They're doing God's work saving migrant lives. In the Big Bend sector, they just put up rescue beacons. I mean, this is the desert. This is the Chihuahuan desert. Imagine being a migrant traveling 3 or 4 days in the hot desert sun, and you come across a rescue beacon that saves your lives. Border Patrol agents and sheriffs and local law enforcement are saving lives every day. This is the crisis that the Biden administration, coupled with Nancy Pelosi, have created, and it's pure and utter chaos. So Republicans will not be distracted. We will ensure we will constantly fight to secure our southern border. And with that, I want to turn it over to Brad Winstrup. Thank you.
You know, it's very interesting, especially after just listening to Representative Gonzalez. Why healthy and vaccinated Americans have often been subjected to lockdowns and mask mandates, disease and drugs are knowingly and willingly allowed by the Biden administration to freely cross our borders. 20,000 apprehended just last week. I will say I give the medical personnel at the border a shout out for doing the best that they very well can. And if you look at Border Patrol that are becoming social workers and healthcare providers, they're doing the best that they can. But testing is erratic for COVID. You may have some that get tested by Border Patrol, but only if you have symptoms. You may have some that get tested by HHS. You may have some that get tested by ICE. There's no coordination, no set of rules, no guidelines per se. The testing is scattered. And the only place that people coming through have an option of a vaccine is with ICE. And they don't have to take it, of course. But that's the only place it's offered. How are we keeping America healthy? This is not the way. We subject our people to so many things through this, often willingly because we're trying to do what's best for the country and our health. Yet that's being completely ignored at the border.
You know, I couldn't agree more. You just heard earlier today a press briefing being orchestrated by Kevin McCarthy and GOP House members there in the Capitol, on the steps of the Capitol, demanding that Biden must secure and get us away from this crisis that we are facing in this country. But will he do that? No, he won't do that. He doesn't have the strength nor the stamina to even consider it. Folks, these are GOP House members. You heard a few of them speaking. They're fed up, guys. They're fed up with every single American on the side of them as well. We're fed up. The people is fed up with this crap. We're done with it, folks. We're getting tired of being manipulated, brainwashed, told one thing. Oh, we have to get vaccinations. They've been throwing it down our throats for months. Oh, if you get a vaccination, that will eliminate the masking. So what happens, folks? The little sheep fall right in line. They get their vaccinations. And then what? A couple months later, fast forward, Dr. Doom, Fauci, basically says we have to go back to the original phases from last year. I'm recommending, and the CDC is recommending, that fully vaccinated Americans still need to wear a mask, whether indoors, in restaurants, movie theaters, and such. Folks, when the hell does this crap end? When does it end? We've been going on with this crap for well over a year and almost a half, right? We've been dealing with this crap since last February of 2020. Fast forward, it is now almost August 1st. August, folks, excuse me. It's almost August. And we're still dealing with the same COVID nonsense that we've been dealing from the get-go. Sure, we all know it's a disease. It's all a virus. Yes, it can harm people. Mostly the highest vulnerable to the disease, mainly elderly and people that have health underlying issues. Yes, we all know that. I think we should know that by now. But stop jamming it down the people's throats that if you don't get vaccinated, you're going to kill grandma and you're going to kill your parents. Folks, they are doing this every single day. And I'm getting quite fed up about it. Quite fed up about it. Folks, all we want is normalcy. But to get normalcy, we are being brainwashed and manipulated by this type of federal government that in order to obtain normalcy in this country, everybody needs to get vaccinated. Well, it's backtracking on them, is it not, folks? Is it not backtracking on them? Now they're saying that fully vaccinated people may still get COVID, or worse of that, the Delta variant. So apparently this new variant of diseases or viruses that's linked to COVID is not, the vaccination is not strong enough to block the Delta variant. Folks, they're like tippy-toeing from one scenario to the next. This is getting stupid. Very, very, very stupid. It's getting ridiculous. I think it's overhyped. I've been saying this from the get-go. This is an overhyped pandemic, or what I like to call it, a plandemic, that this administration, prior to this administration, the Nancy Pelosi machine, and all the radical left Democrats, along with the socialists and the commies there, have been trying to orchestrate from the beginning. First, we all seen that they were using this as a weapon to destroy the Donald Trump presidency. We all know that, folks. Come on. If you don't know that, you've been living under a rock for the last year, almost and a half. I mean, it's clearly seeing that. We're clearly seeing that. We are clearly seeing manipulation at probably the highest point ever in this country. Got a lot more to say, folks. I want to take a quick break. I want to get to a couple of new sponsors. Be right back after these words, folks. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, Mike from the Patriot Angle podcast. This episode is brought to you by our good friends at Blip Billboard Advertising. Guys, if you are in need for maybe extra attention to your business, maybe you have a podcast, such as myself. Maybe you have a small business, or maybe you're just doing something to draw attention to your product, right? You need that extra attention to bring in more revenue, maybe more viewership, maybe more customers to anything you're doing at this moment of time. Look into Blip Billboard Advertising. What is Blipboard? They are a modern digital blip, what they call themselves, a billboard, okay? You could set your own budget, your own pricing, your own scheduling, and when you want to launch your advertising on all of these billboards. Like I said, they're digital billboards. That's what sets them aside from the regular old school billboards. Also, you could find these billboards just about in every state of the country. I believe they're up to 1,500, yes, 1,500 locations in every major city, major area of this country. Guys, check them out. I use them for the podcast. They are phenomenal. They do work and they do promote your product to extreme levels to get customers and get clientele. Check them out today, guys. Blip Billboards. You can Google them and they come right up. blipbillboards.com. Check them out today. You'll love them. Here comes the truth bomb. All right, guys, we're talking about a lot of different hot topics today. It's just, it baffles me because, like I said, we're still living in this COVID era of a society of America. This country, folks, is in a meltdown of a crisis under this administration. We are now in the month of July, almost entering the month of August, okay? It has now taken almost 8 months that Biden hasn't done a damn thing to secure anything what's going on in this country. As soon as he came into office, literally, day one was when the destruction began. I mean, it began right there. I mean, literally, within a few months, he went from saying what he was going to do to totally the opposite. I mean, we were seeing that from the day one, folks. Literally, day one. He hasn't delivered anything on his messages. Nothing. Oh, he's going to promise this. He's going to promise that. Have we seen it? No. What has he been doing? Reversing every single policy that former President Donald Trump has put into law. Day one ended the border project, right? We only had 300 miles to complete, guys. It would have been done like 2.5, 3 months ago. Easily. But that was the first thing, one of the first things, guys, that he did was end the border, right? The border project. Put the construction on a halt. Oh, we have to stop that because we are a country of migrants. Yes, we are, folks, but legal immigration. This country was founded on legal immigration, along with other things that I'll mention that he's also destroying. He has this border wide the freak open. You know where I'm going with that, right? Completely wide open. But he's more worried about telling people they have to get vaccinated in order to slow the spread. But what is he doing with migrants? What is he doing with migrants? Is he testing them? No. No, he's not testing them. Not doing a damn thing. Hey folks, this episode is brought to you by our good friends at Teespring. Head over to teespring.com, guys. They have like thousands of different online storefronts from different types of merchants selling all types of merchandise, whether it's political, science, comedy, just about anything that you can think of is on Teespring. Head over to Teespring. Don't forget that you heard it on the Patriot Angle podcast, guys, and you're going to love some of that stuff. I found some really cool stuff on Teespring. Funny comedy memes of t-shirts. I mean, you got to check it out, guys. Teespring.com. Like I said, don't forget you heard it on the Patriot Angle podcast, guys. No, he's not doing a damn thing about anything. Yeah, you want to hear the truth? That is the truth. It's not getting them tested. No, we have millions of illegal immigrants coming into this country. Yeah. Illegal immigrants coming into this country that have diseases and viruses of COVID, right? The flu, other diseases that we may not know of, unknown diseases that go back to like the 50s and 60s and 70s, right? Everything is just coming back. And is he getting them tested? No. Is he saying anything about that? No. No, he's not saying a damn thing about it. Do they know about it? Yeah, they're not stupid. Even though that Biden plays, like the line from The Wizard of Oz, I wish I had a brain. Yeah, they're not stupid, guys. Yeah, Biden might play that on TV, But in reality, he knows what's going on. Well, at least we think he knows what's going on. He may not know what's going on, but his staff and aides, they know what's going on. They know the drill, guys. This is not the first, merry-go-round that they've seen. You know? They know what's going on. They know what's going on at the border. They know what's going on with our crime surge, which is an all-time high. They know what's going on. This whole administration, folks, is playing you like a fiddle. Yeah. Like I said, do you actually think that this administration cares about your health? You have to get a vaccine. That's the only way we can slow the spread. It's the only way that this country can go back to normal. And people, folks, sadly, they want it back. They want normalcy. They want that same society that we've seen in America prior to March 2020. They want it back, folks. And some of these people, sadly, will go to that limit. They'll say, oh, if that's gonna get our country back to normalcy, maybe I should get the shot. Maybe I should put on 1 or 2 masks in 90 to 100 degree weather. Yeah. And you wonder why people are getting sick, why people are fainting, falling down on the streets. They're not falling down because of this disease. They're falling down on the streets because they can't fucking breathe because they're wearing 1 or 2 masks in 90 degree weather. There's some truth coming out of it, folks. Open your eyes and see it for what it is. Terrible stuff. Real terrible stuff what's going on in this country. This country is being hijacked by a radical leftist, socialist, communist dictatorship of a government. Our government, folks, is not the same government that you've seen last year before this presidency, this administration took office in January. It's not. What a dramatic transformation that we've seen from December to January when Trump left office and this new president came in. That's when the real destruction came underway. Yeah, we had to hear for 4 years? Oh, President Trump is going to destroy our nation. He's going to destroy the democracy of this land. He doesn't care about anything. He's going to get us into war. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Did he destroy our democracy? No. Did he destroy our security? Nope. Built the wall, which had a little trouble in the beginning because he was dealing and trying to negotiate with leftist Democrats that didn't want it in the first place. Right? Should I go on? Yeah, let's give you the difference. Maybe this will enlighten my listeners. I know I have some liberal listeners that tune into the show. It's okay. I want to educate you. I want you to understand the difference between this president we have, Joe Biden, and the former president, Donald Trump. Let's go on. Let's sit down in history class. Let's sit down in history class and Mike from the Patriot Angle podcast is going to be your teacher and educate you so you can understand and stop being brainwashed by MSNBC, crooked CNN, and others. What else did Donald Trump do that others said he was going to destroy? He's going to ruin the economy. Nope. Created probably the most greatest economy in our nation, our nation's history. What else did they say he was going to do wrong? There's a lot. Oh, he's not for America. He's putting America last. I mean, you hear some crazy scenarios that they played this president under. Crazy. Oh, he's a Russian puppet. Yeah, we heard that for 4 years? I can believe it more under Biden than Trump. Trump was for us. He put us first. He put this country first on the world stage map. When was the last time you seen America first? We've always been last. Countries in this world have been laughing at us for the longest of times. They're surely laughing at us now because of the puppet that we have in office. I mean, this president doesn't know one thing from the next. Constantly slurring his words, constantly taking little cue cards out of his pocket, not understanding how to read a damn teleprompter when it's like less than a foot away from his face. Constantly whispering, which I think is the most creepiest thing in the world. You have to get the vaccine. I mean, guys, if you don't think that's creepy, I don't know what is. So now we're back to a mask insanity 2.0 of what I'm calling it. Now, oh, did you hear this? In Arkansas, buzzing the headlines. Is CNN and MSNBC and the other crooked news networks going to talk about this? Sure, it's right up their playbook. They love it. They love causing mayhem and destruction. Not me. I only talk about it because I'm trying to enlighten my listeners to wake up and understand what is happening to your country. It's happening right before your eyes. Our country is melting down. We're not the same country that we were just shy of, 8 months ago? 9 months ago when President Trump was in office? We are going backwards in time, folks. This president is bringing us back in time, in history. Wake up. God, I'm telling you guys. A lot of people, they can't do what I do. There's only a few of us conservative podcast hosts, patriotic podcast hosts, that can put on a show similar to mine. A lot of us, I mean, there's a lot of hosts out there, big and small, that just don't have the energy to talk about this. They're fed up. They lost like their American spirit or something. They just can't talk about it. I want to get into an article here. Buzzing headlines. I know Breitbart's been talking about it. I know a few others. ASA Hutchison out in Arkansas calls special session to mask Arkansas school children. What? Yeah, they're going back to this mask insanity. I'm calling it mask insanity 2.0. Yes, we're going backwards, folks. We're going back to like the March through June era of last year of 2020. Now, which doesn't make sense because all the little sheeple, they got their vaccine, right? I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Yeah, you fell right in line, right? Yeah, continue drinking the Kool-Aid, folks. Continue drinking the Kool-Aid and see how that works out for you. Check this out, guys. Governor Hutchison, which is a Republican, which is very rare, announced Thursday a special congressional session in Arkansas to vote on school mask mandates, while also reinstating the public health emergency declaration. Yes, they want to go back to the original format, the original form of putting masks on children, which science does proven, folks, that some children, not all, because some children have the same thing that we have, underlying health issues, right? Those are the most vulnerable. Should we put masks on people that have underlying health issues? No. Why not? I'll get into that subject a little bit, folks, and you'll understand where I'm getting at, hopefully. Governor Hutchison wants to amend Act 1002, okay, which is a congressional act, to give local school boards and decision makers the authority to impose a mask mandate and make decisions for the public health of those that are 12 and under in their school environment. He also goes into saying it needs to be emphasized that while there's not a mandate, every student has the option to wear a mask. Oh, okay. And the guideline will be if you're not vaccinated. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes, folks. If you're not vaccinated, you should wear a mask. And so that I will provide them protection if that's followed. Hutchison said in mid-July. That was a couple weeks ago, I guess. Now, the public health emergency declaration is meant to seek the necessary staffing assistance in healthcare programs across Arkansas and to ease licensure healthcare professions for returning to the profession after they had retired or to speed entry into service. Now, this is what's going on right here, folks. The reinstated protocols, which ended back in May, will be extended for 60 more days and be renewed by the General Assembly. What? We're tippy-toeing on this crap, folks. Seriously? So Governor Hutchison of Arkansas, right, has just announced that he is reinstating the public health emergency. The governor is also calling a special session to meet sometime next week. Folks, what the hell is going on? Okay, here's my opinion here. I'm gonna say this right before I take my next break. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, if you have a child, or if you're a parent of a few children that may have underlying health issues, should you consider putting a mask on them? I think there should be alternate measures with that, folks. I don't believe in masking our American children, whether they have underlying health issues or not. A mask is not the answer to everything in this world. It is not. We shouldn't be masking our children. We should be allowing the children to develop an immune system because that's what they're designed to do. When you're a child, or at least when I was a child, my mom would always say, go out and get your anxieties out. Go out with your friends. Play. I'd be like, Ma, it's like 80 degrees outside. Go out and have fun. My mother let me be a kid. These parents today, they're not letting their kids be kids. They're so worried about what the hell the federal government's saying. They're so worried about putting friggin' medication in their bodies, popping them pills, and this and that. So by the time the kid's like 25, 30, 40, 50 years old, his immune system is shot. Because the parent is like living in fear. She doesn't know what to believe. She doesn't know what to believe. The pharmacist, the doctor down the street, or the federal government. They don't know what to believe. Folks, there is so much fear-mongering in this country. So much fear-mongering. It's terrible. What's going on in this country is terrible. Oh boy. Like I said, I don't know a country in the world that can survive this kind of crap. No country in the world can survive this. How the hell can we survive what's going to come in the next 3, 4, 5 months under this crooked administration that's in the White House? How the hell can we do it? I don't understand how we can do it. Let the kids be kids. The ones that are vulnerable, yeah, watch them a little bit. You know? Don't have them near a sick person. Use common sense. Don't mask children. This is America. This isn't like, 1930s Nazi Germany. Got more to say on the show. We'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, I want to give a big shout out here to a fellow Twitch streamer. Yes, the reason why I'm giving this shout out is because we will be going on Twitch, the Twitch platform, this upcoming August 4th. So check us out next week, August 4th, which is a Wednesday, guys. okay? I want to give a big shout out not only to Twitch, but an awesome Twitch streamer. Probably the best gaming stream on Twitch, Dexia82. Yes, check him out, guys. Dexia. That's LISDEXIA 82. Dexia 82. Probably the best damn Twitch streamer on Twitch. Got great views, great content, knows his stuff, guys. So check him out there, Dexia 82. Check him out on Twitch. Anchor, Spotify Podcasting Network. Hey guys, just got some brand new t-shirts on the storefront, Patriot Unfiltered, which is available on my social media platforms, both Instagram and Facebook. On the Instagram page, Patriot Angle Show. On Facebook, the Patriot Angle Podcast. You can see these shirts both available in women's and men's apparel. Starting today, you can get an additional 10% off, not only on these t-shirts, but the entire storefront. That's right, guys, 10% off everything on the Patriot Unfiltered shop until this Saturday, the 31st. These t-shirts, brand new t-shirts, guys. Liberalism is a mental disorder. Grab them today and show your patriotic pride against that liberal.
President, you said if you are fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask. And it seems I haven't seen
fully vaccinated in an area where we do not have. So let me clarify.
in May, you made it sound like a vaccine was the ticket to losing the mask forever. And it
That is true at the time, because I thought there were people who were going to understand that getting vaccinated made a gigantic difference. And what happened was, the new variant came along, they didn't get vaccinated, it was spread more rapidly, and more people were getting sick. That's the difference.
How frustrated are you with those people, sir?
Poor Joe, guys. He's confused. Can't even simply answer a question to that question. He can't answer it. Excuse me. He can't answer the question to what the reporter was saying. What I completely said, and I was trying to say. Poor Joe, I tell you. Joe doesn't know if he's coming or going, guys. Doesn't know if he's coming or going. This is terrible. Terrible. What is going on? We have a grandpa in the office, in the White House. Can't do the job. Nancy won't bring out the 25th Amendment on these guys. She won't. She won't. Because they have to keep this guy in office. He's the puppet. They're the puppet masters. They got the string over Joe. Literally. They're controlling Joe of what he's saying. Of what he's supposed to say. Here's a good article. Joe Biden will surrender to the CDC if they want more coronavirus lockdowns. Oh, really? Really? I think it's a little too late. I think Grandpa Joe is already surrendering to the CDC. He's allowing them to run the show. We know that Joe Biden isn't running the show there on Pennsylvania Avenue. We know damn well he's not running the show. Confused about everything. Usually handles the conversation to Kamala Harris. She's usually one that's pretty much orchestrating his speeches. If you notice, like, 7 out of 10 times, she's usually the one that's speaking first. Yeah. Oh, Grandpa Joe, he can't handle this job. We all knew that. All knew that. That's why our democracy is literally on life support with this administration. Literally, every single day, folks. Every single day, your liberties, your freedoms are being stripped away from you. Day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second. It's happening every single day. And some of us, sadly, are allowing it to happen. I mean, you got to say, hey, Mike, we don't really have a choice right now. Well, you had a choice back in November, didn't you? Did you have a choice back in November? Yes, you did. You had a choice to either vote for the man with the mean tweets or somebody else that doesn't go on Twitter and fights for American beliefs and freedoms. Right? I mean, that's what we've seen. We've seen a man, just because he's on Twitter a lot and he says something that might be offensive to you, he got the job done, folks. He fought for us day by day. He fought for us every day. Did the job extremely well for somebody that doesn't have any political experience. I mean, this was a businessman that pretty much came out of the hem works. Didn't know anything about the political sector of government. I thought he did an extraordinary job as president. Probably one of the best presidents we've had in a long time, with the exception of Ronald Reagan, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, just to name a few. Yeah, he said some bad, some mean tweets, but he got the job done. Wasn't sitting in a bunker somewhere. Wasn't sitting in his basement. The problem with Joe is he's 78, 79, I think now. We have a president that has a mental disorder. Yes, this president is suffering from dementia. But somehow, the House Speaker doesn't see that. Because Nancy won't invoke the 25th Amendment. They have to have Joe in there until 2024. Because after 2024, God knows what their message will be then, what their goal will be then. Hopefully we will still have a country by then. Because where our country's going right now is we're going down scary paths. Literally. I just got mentioned in here before I close out the show that Joe Biden will surrender to the CDC. Like, I think we're a little too late for that. And this is coming from the White House itself. I guess from a staffer, maybe? I mean, I'm getting this article on Breitbart. You can check out the article. I'm thinking about screenshotting the article and putting it on my Facebook page or my Instagram page. I think I'm going to do that right after the show. I'm gonna screenshot it so that way the listeners can see this. I mean, you could either check it on my Facebook page or you could check it on the Breitbart page, Breitbart.com. Literally, I don't know who said this, but I'm pretty sure it's coming from from some type of White House staff or aide. And they said this earlier today. The White House said Thursday, earlier today. Yes, I'm reading it as I'm pretty much saying it on the show. That President Trump would obey the Centers for Disease Control, otherwise known as CDC, even if they wanted more coronavirus lockdowns. He's literally going to kiss their ass on anything they want. Because Joe is like literally letting them have the helm, pretty much, of this country. Like literally letting them run the show. This president's not running the show. The CDC's running the show. Dr. Fauci, Dr. Doom, he's running the show. And I quote, "We listen to the CDC, the experts, and their guidance," Deputy Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said when asked if Biden would support future lockdowns. The CDC is a body that is very well respected. Oh, really? Most people that we don't respect them. And we follow their guidance. When asked why Americans should trust Biden's support for masking requirements, even for vaccinated, Jean-Pierre replied, "Because we listen to the scientists. We listen to the experts." Oh, really? We all know that they've been off on a lot of different things, a lot of different scenarios. First they said masks work. Then they said the vaccines were being developed so you don't have to wear a mask. Now that the vaccines are developed, Now, right? Just what? Earlier today, this week, the CDC is now recommending that the mask mandates be put back into order in a lot of different areas. Schools, right? They want our school children to be masked, which I'm totally against. They want you to wear a mask when you go inside a restaurant. How the hell are you supposed to eat? Oh, that's going to be taken away too, I'm sure. We're going to go back to drive-through and Uber Eats and DoorDash service. Dining will be invisible again. I mean, seriously, folks, is this government, this type of heinous government, do they really want to destroy this country? Like, why would we go this road? No one wants to sit in a drive-thru ordering food. No one wants to sit on DoorDash or Uber Eats and order food, which, don't get me wrong, guys. I like doing that from time to time, but I don't want it to be the new norm. I want to sit down at a restaurant or a bar with my friends and have a few drinks because it's an American thing to do. It's America. This isn't, third world nation. Even Republicans defied Pelosi's order along with this administration as describing her actions as a misuse of power and not based on science. Folks, they are abusing their power as politicians. The CDC is literally at the helm of the ship of this country. They're running the show. They tell this government what to do. They tell them to jump, and this administration says how high. This is insane. Insane. Because I'm going to say one damn thing, and one damn thing only. You might as well come into my personal home and arrest me and my entire podcast staff, because we're not wearing masks. This is America, folks. This is insane. This is America. This is not a third world country. We believe in freedom. We patriots of this country believe in liberties. We believe in our Constitution. We are a Christian nation under God. And we believe in free, clean air. These masks, folks, are killing people left and right from carbon dioxide. If you can't see it, maybe you will see it. But if you do see it, it might be too late. With that being said, folks, thank you for tuning in to today's podcast, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.